You will never make $10,000 a month until you understand this. Because right now, most people are following a path that looks right, but quietly leads them somewhere completely different. Let me show you what I mean. Meet Daniel. Daniel did everything he was told to do. He studied hard, got straight A's, graduated at the top of his class. Everything society says leads to success. And what did he get in return? A job. A decent one, too. Around $5,000 a month. But along with that, stress, student debt, rising living costs, and a growing fear that one day he might be replaced by AI. And here's the shocking part. This isn't rare. This is normal. Now meet Marcus. Marcus took the opposite path. He didn't fit into school, didn't go to university, didn't follow the system. At first, it looked like he was falling behind. But something different happened. Instead of following instructions, he started thinking independently, watching where the world was going, and adapting. Today, he makes over $15,000 a month. No debt, full freedom, and instead of fearing AI, he uses it to make even more money. So what's the difference? Was Marcus smarter? More talented? Luckier? No. The difference is simple. Daniel followed the system. Marcus followed opportunity. And that brings us to a powerful idea. The world has changed, but the path most people are following hasn't. While people are focused on degrees, certifications, job security, a small group of people are focusing on something else entirely: leverage. And they're becoming what's known as digital architects. Now, this isn't some complicated title. It simply means this: you build systems that help businesses make money, save time, or reduce costs. That's it. And if you can do even one of those things, you become extremely valuable. But before you can do that, you need to understand something most people get wrong. You've been taught your whole life to fix your weaknesses. Bad at math? Practice more. Hate public speaking? Do it anyway. Struggle with something? Improve it. Sounds logical, but it's actually slowing you down. Because real success doesn't come from fixing weaknesses. It comes from maximizing strengths. And here's proof. As kids, almost everyone is creative. In fact, studies show about 98% of children score highly in creative thinking. But by adulthood, that drops to just 2%. Not because people lost talent, but because it was trained out of them. So instead of asking, what am I bad at? Start asking, what am I naturally good at? Because your path to $10,000/month starts there. There are 4 main talent types, and everyone fits into at least one. First, the organizer. These are people who bring order to chaos. They love structure, systems, planning. They make things run smoothly. Second, the analyst. These people break things down. They see patterns. They understand what works and what doesn't. Third, the communicator. They influence. They persuade. They explain things clearly. They connect with people easily. And fourth, the creative. They think differently. They generate ideas. They see opportunities others miss. Now here's the key. Once you know your type, you stop wasting time trying to be everything, and you start focusing on your advantage, because that's where money is made. Now let's talk about how money is actually made online. And this is where everything becomes practical. If you want to reach $10,000/month, there's one of the fastest ways to do it: selling digital services. But not just any service. A service that does one of 3 things: makes a business more money, saves them time, or reduces their costs. If your service does one or more of these, you're in business. Let's break down some of the most powerful ones. Brand identity, AI automation, deal making, video editing, funnel creation. Each one is simply a different vehicle, different path, same destination. Now here's the truth most people miss. The service itself doesn't matter as much as you think. What matters is picking one and sticking with it. Because once you pick, you enter something called the skill maxing loop. Define, sell, deliver, fix, systemize, repeat. Each cycle, you get better, more valuable, more confident. Now here's where things shift to the next level. Because making $10K/month is one challenge, but going beyond that requires something else: positioning. Most people say, I design logos, I edit videos, I build websites. That sounds cheap, replaceable, competitive. But a digital architect says, I help businesses charge more. I help businesses grow faster. I help businesses make more money. Same work, completely different value. And that difference is what allows you to charge 10x more. And finally, the real long-term advantage: your personal brand. Because in today's world, people don't just buy services, they buy trust, authority, credibility. So when you step back and look at everything, it becomes clear. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a degree. You don't need years of experience. What you need is clarity, action, consistency, and the willingness to learn while earning. Because the people making $10,000 per month and beyond aren't doing magic. They just understand something most people don't. You don't get paid for effort. You get paid for value.